relationships. And when I talk relationships, I mean, I want to talk about who we get advice from in relationships. And it seems like most people seem to go get their advice in relationships from their best friend whose longest relationship's been 3 meals and sex, or their cousin who's been in 13 serious relationships this year, or their crazy aunt who's been divorced 8 times, and all of them are not her fault. So these are the people we tend to go get relationship advice from for whatever reason. And I personally, I think the reason is because we know what we're going to hear if we go talk to somebody who's been married a long time. And that's not what we want to hear. We're going to go and talk to those people who've been married for 20, 30, 40 years, and they're going to say things to us like, well, yeah, you need to change. At least change the way you act sometimes, or the way you think sometimes. Yeah, you need to be a little less selfish. Maybe you need to think less about yourself and more about them, more about the relationship as a whole, not just the other as an individual and yourself as an individual, but how does this work together now? And start thinking about things in terms of that versus this, right? And we know these are the things we're going to hear. We're going to hear that it's not easy, it's difficult, but we don't want to hear that, so we don't ask those people. Right? We go ask someone else and they say, well, if things get rough, you can just leave. And it doesn't always, that's not the way a relationship should work. Now, if it's abusive, totally different story. We're not talking about that. Those are out here. We're talking about normal, 80% everyday life relationships where people just are living life, right? And this is what happens to us. We go get this bad advice, and then relationships have issues, and we're like, what's going on? Well, it's because who you're talking to. Stop talking to those people. Go find the people who've been married for a long time and ask them for advice. I've got 26 years last week. There's still things I'm learning and need to learn and do and can do better. But at the same token, after 26 years, I can count on this hand how many people have asked me for relationship advice. And like I said, I think it's because they're worried they're going to hear it's not as easy as you want it to be. It's not a Disney fantasy. It's not something where, oh, every night's a romantic evening out or anything like that. It's not. And that's not what they want to hear. And because of that, they don't listen to those people. The people they listen to are the ones who say, if he doesn't take you out every night, he doesn't love you. Or he doesn't have $1 million a year job, Just saying, it might be a mix of things, So stop taking advice from those people. Find the people who've done it. Find the people who've been successful at it, right? Taking relationship advice from those people is like taking money advice from your broke uncle or me. But it's just one of those things where if you want to actually build a strong relationship with somebody, with your spouse, with this person, you need to talk to people who've done it, who've been there, who've made it work, made it happen. Okay? And you need to understand it's not easy. And you need to understand it's not a fairy tale. And you need to grow into the relationship. Right? You're going to have to change a little bit over time. And I know we live in this world now where everybody says everybody's perfect. Well, you're not. None of us are. We've all got room for improvement. We've all got things we could do better. None of us are perfect the way we are. And anyone who tells you that has got their head up their ass. So don't listen to them either. Okay? There's always room to be better. Especially in the way you work, treat, live, and deal with your spouse and your family. So what I'm going to challenge you today is to find somebody who could give some good relationship advice and ask them, how have you made it work? How'd you do it? What'd you do? And I think you're going to find that it's not as bad as you actually think it is. But it's definitely not well, just walk away. Anyway, this is Todd Scott Miller signing off. Hope this helps you.